gentlemen, I am Steve Leonard, and on behalf of the Yakima Valley Pippins players, coaches, management, and staff, we welcome you to the Orchard for Celebrate America Night, presented by Banner Bank, as the Bellingham Bells take on your Yakima Valley Pippins. The team thanks Banner Bank for providing tonight's souvenir red, white, and blue Pippins cap, and providing tonight's post-game fireworks show. The ceremonial first apple celebrates one of the elements that make Central Washington such an important part of the Pacific Northwest. From Prosser to Cle Elum, and from Ellensburg to Goldendale, apple trees line the highways of the valley. The Yakima Valley is the state's leader in apple production and the heart of the greatest apple region in the world.
Well, the streak is now over as the Yakima Valley Pippins have now won one game in a row. Now it's turning the page to the next time and trying to take the series here today against the Bellingham Bells. Hi, everybody, and welcome in to Yakima Valley Pippins baseball coverage here on pippinsbaseball.com/live. We are on both the video and audio sides today. My name is Miles Klotz. Glad to have you with me for all 9 innings of tonight's Game 2 between Bellingham and the Pippins. We've got Zach and Austin on the video side of things, running the controls, and another beautiful night for baseball here in the Valley. Some pre-July 4th ball game, a little bit of a later start tonight. We're getting going at 7:05 local time here in Yakima, and there will be post-game fireworks, and there were hats handed out to the fans before the game, so certainly a lot of excitement around the festivities pre-July 4th as everyone getting set and hopefully to enjoy a good day of baseball tomorrow as well, and whatever you may be doing on your July 4th, hopefully tuning into Pippins baseball, part of those plans. But for now, the Pippins on July 3rd with some fireworks set for after the game, trying to continue the fireworks that they had offensively last night. It was a real good way, about the best way you could have asked to snap a 9-game losing streak. They pounded out 12 hits, which tied a season high. They scored 5 runs, which did not tie a season high, but was way more than they had scored over the course of that 9-game losing streak, in which they put up about 2.5 runs a game. And they threw their first shutout in over a year and a half. They did not have a shutout in the 2017 season, and so this was the first shutout since August of 2017. The Pippins, 3 different pitchers, Mark Finklenberg, Jack Gonzalez, and Joe Magrici, combined on a 5-hit shutout. The Bells had just 1 extra base hit, a triple in the 9th inning by Cole Hinkleman, and they struck out 10 times to just 1 walk against Pippins pitching last night. It was about as good of a night on both sides of the ball as the Pippins could ask for. Unfortunately, it comes at a time where the game is kind of meaningless with the Pippins, for the Pippins at least, with the Pippins out of first half contention in the West Coast League's North Division. However, it is not meaningless for the Bells, who desperately need a win. They are 2 games back of first place Victoria. They have 5 games to play in the first half. Victoria has 3, and those 3 are against Bellingham coming up this weekend in Victoria. So the Bells really can't afford any more losses. If they were to lose today, they would need to win the rest of their games, which means a road sweep of Victoria, in order to take that first half North Division title. A lot is hanging on the line for Bellingham, and I would say a lot is hanging on the line for the Pippins as well. And in talking with some of the players and coaches, the amount of momentum and what a win could do for the team going forward headed into the second half would be monumental as they open up the second half on Friday in Portland with an easier schedule ahead. The Pippins, if they're able to get things off to a good note at the end of the first half, which it seems like things are trending that way, we could be looking at a new, totally new team in the second half, and really, it has been a totally new team. We'll get to the lineups in a little bit, but the Pippins just keep changing. They had their 42nd Player of the Year debut last night in infielder Nick DiCarlo, who was a part of the team last year, but his 2019 debut came last night, his first time in a Pippins uniform this season, so it has been a wish-wash of players throughout the season for the Pippins. A lot of injuries are the reason for that, and one of those guys who's been fairly new to the team is Bo Henderson, the guy who starts on the mound tonight for the Pippins, a right-hander out of Cal Poly, making his 5th appearance of the season. It'll be his first time, though, as the starting pitcher. He has not recorded a decision, and his ERA is a deceiving 10.56. 7 strikeouts, 7 walks for the righty over 7 2/3 innings of work, and opponents hitting .250 off of the native of Southern California. 6'3", 195 pounds, but it's been back-to-back scoreless outings in relief, both of 2 or more innings. and he has been really, really good his last couple of outings. It's a deceiving ERA. It was in Bellingham in a game the Pippins were already losing bad, and they put him in the middle of an inning. He hadn't faced live hitters in almost a year at that point, so it was a little bit of a deceiving ERA. If you take that out, he's given up just 2 earned runs in his last 6 innings, which is an ERA of 3 on the dot. And in a spot start today, the Pippins will see what Henderson can do, trying to stabilize things headed into the second half of the 2019 season, which gets going on Friday. Kind of a little weird that the halves aren't separated by the All-Star game, but it is what it is. Justin Armbruster gets the start on the mound for Bellingham. He'll be making his 5th start of the year, 6th appearance. No decisions, a 4.05 ERA, 13 1/3 innings of work, 19 strikeouts, 6 walks. Opponents hitting .224 off of the right-hander out of Pacific Lutheran University. He'll be transferring to join his brother Will, who pitched for the Bells last night at the University of New Mexico in the fall, and he is a native of Sammamish, Washington. Take a quick break here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network, and when we return, we'll get you the starting lineups, the national anthem, and the first pitch right around the corner here from the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Welcome back to the Orchard. The Yakima Valley Pippins and the Bellingham Bells about 9 minutes away from a scheduled 7:05 first pitch here in Game 2 of a 3-game Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday series at the Orchard, and it's time to get a look at our starting lineups tonight. But first, a reminder that the Pippins pregame show presented by Yakima Craft Brewing Company. Founded in 2007, Yakima Craft produces high-quality ales and lagers with an emphasis on full-body taste and unique character that pairs great with Pippins baseball. Enjoy Yakima Craft at the Orchard all summer long. We'll start with the visiting Bellingham Bells, entering today 14-8 on the season, a crucial 2 games back of first-place Victoria in the West Coast League's North Division. And they lead off with the center fielder Guthrie Morrison. Colin Burns, the shortstop, hits second. Austin Kretschmar at third base, batting third. Troy Viola in the cleanup spot. He plays first base. Jack Mactoff, the right fielder, hits fifth. Cole Henkelman is the DH, batting sixth. Jake Terrell, the catcher, bats seventh. Ethan Smith in left field, batting eighth. And Kristen DiCochea at second base, rounding out the order, batting ninth. Again, for Bellingham, that's Morrison, Burns, and Kretschmar. Viola, Mactoff, and Henkelman, Terrell, Smith, and DiCochea, with the right-hander Justin Armbruster on the mound. As for the Pippins, 9-15 on the year, 8 games back of first in the West Coast League's North Division. They lead off with a shortstop, Tanner Parker. Brian Rice in right field bats second. Nick DiCarlo, the third baseman, hits out of the 3-hole. Aiden Welch is the first baseman, batting fourth. Brady Hormel plays second base and bats fifth. Noah Andrews in left field, batting sixth. Luke Schwartz is the center fielder. He bats seventh. Brett Wells doing the catching and batting eighth. And Nick Israel is the designated hitter, rounding out the order and batting ninth. Again, for the Pippins, that's Parker, Rice, and DiCarlo, Welch, Hormel, and Andrews, Schwartz, Wells, and Israel, with the right-hander Bo Henderson on the mound to make his first start. And you might notice there is, yes, another new name in the lineup, Brian Rice, making his Pippins debut in right field. He becomes the 8th different player to start a game in right field for the Pippins through just 25 games this season. If it seems hard to believe, it's because it is. But it is 100% true, and we'll see what Rice, a native of Vancouver, Washington, can do for the Pippins here today. About to have the national anthem here at the Orchard, so we'll take a break, and when we come back, it'll be time for first pitch between the Bellingham Bells and the Yakima Valley Pippins, just around the corner here from the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or two. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong. Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy. But he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions. Or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Nothing is sweeter for the warm summer months than a great scoop of Baskin-Robbins ice cream. Your Baskin-Robbins store right here in Yakima on South 1st Street proudly supports Yakima Valley Pippins baseball. Make sure you stop by and grab a cup or cone of your favorite Baskin-Robbins flavor at the South 1st location. And then, next time you're at Yakima County Stadium, try out their awesome baseball medley. Baskin-Robbins ice cream and Pippins baseball will make your summer memorable.
Welcome into the Orchard, the Yakima Valley Pippins and the Bellingham Bells getting set to play Game 2 of a 3-game midweek series here in Yakima. My name is Miles Klotz. Glad to have you with me for coverage of tonight's game here on both the audio and video side at pippinsbaseball.com/live. Zach and Austin running the controls today on a beautiful night in the valley. It is 81 degrees. There are some specks of clouds in the distance, partly cloudy night. A huge crowd out, one of our biggest of the season. On hat giveaway night, they gave away hats today. Post-game fireworks should be a real good one, and the Pippins looking to just continue to gain some momentum, headed into a crucial second half stretch, which starts on Friday. This game, meaningless for them in the hunt for the playoffs, but not for Bellingham, so should be an interesting one from start to finish. Right-hander Bo Henderson delivers his first offering as a starter this year, and he misses down and in ball 1 to Guthrie Morrison, the right-handed hitting center fielder for the Bells. And our first pitch time tonight, 7:03. The righty delivers his 1-0, and there's a fastball on the inside corner for a called first strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Morrison. Hitting .364 on the year, no homers and 8 RBIs for Guthrie, who was 2 for 4 yesterday. The pitch is bounced softly down the third base line. DiCarlo charges in and can't make the play, as that one skipped a little bit higher than he thought in on the grass. He was unable to make it, and in just 10 innings this season for the Pippins, that's now 3 errors at third base for Nick DiCarlo, as Morrison reaches first and a leadoff base runner for the Bells for Colin Burns. And one thing that allowed the Pippins in a big way to snap that losing streak yesterday was getting a consistent effort on the defensive side. Burns hits from the left side, 1 on, nobody out. Morrison takes off, and a high fly ball lifted out to right field. Rice ambles over back into his right and puts it away as he's backpedaling fairly deep in the right center gap, and that's the first out of the bottom of the first inning as we take a look at the defense for the Pippins behind Bo Henderson. That's Brian Rice making his Yakima Valley debut in right field, joined in the outfield by Luke Schwartz in center. Noah Andrews gets the start in left. Nick DiCarlo at third base. Tanner Parker, the shortstop. Brady Hormel is at second base. Aiden Welch playing first, and Brett Wells doing the catching for Bo Henderson. 1 on, 1 out, no score here in the top of the first. Right on right matchup as Austin Kretschmar digs in. First pitch from Henderson, a curveball in for a strike at the knees. The count is 0-1. Umpires today, it's Alex Salterio in the field. Brandon Hargis behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. Slight lead off of first for Morrison. Henderson turns and tosses to first, a soft toss. And Morrison dives back in safely. He has stolen 5 bases this year, has not been caught. Middle infield up the middle, playing at double play depth. The outfield straight away, normal depth out in the outfield. Henderson out of the stretch of the pitch. Misses down and away with a slider, and the count 1-1. Bo throws a couple of different breaking balls. Earlier in the year, he was throwing a curveball more often, and then started to mix in a slider a little bit more often. The two do have pretty distinct shape. It's not hard to tell which is the curveball and which is the slider. Just depends which one he wants to go to more in which start, along with that high 80s fastball, the 1-1. That was one of those curveballs, and that's at the knees for a called strike 2, and it's 1-2 on Kretschmar. The rising sophomore at Stanford, hitting .303 on the year, a homer and 3 RBIs in his first 10 games with the Bells. Man on first, 1 out. No score top of the first here in Yakima. Henderson looking for his first strikeout. Bell tie set. A nod on the 1-2 pitch, and that misses in the dirt with a fastball. Nice stop by Brett Wells. 2-2. And in talking with a couple of the pitchers for the Pippins, it is rave reviews about Brett Wells defensively behind the plate. This is now his 5th straight game catching. Part of that is out of necessity. Toss over to first, tag applied. Morrison is safe. Well, that was closer than it needed to be for Morrison's sake, but he does dive back in. 1 on, 1 out, no score top of the first. Middle infield back at double play depth. Brady Hormel at second, Tanner Parker at shortstop. Owen Cobb gets the day off today. Here's the pitch, and that's sliced foul, out of play down the right field line, 2-2. Yeah, so it's pretty much been unanimous in the praise of Brett Wells, who has, out of necessity, been the catcher the last 5 games, with Tyler Rando having left the team with an elbow injury. We wish him the best as he returns home to San Jose. And James Bell still dealing with an elbow problem of his own that he suffered last week in Port Angeles after he was hit by a pitch. Henderson's 2-2, grounded to second for Hormel. Flip to the bag for 1. Parker's relay on to first. Pulls Welch off the bag, but he gets the tag on him, and it's a 4-6-3 double play. Hormel to Parker to Welch. 2 outs on 1 pitch for Bo Henderson, and the first inning draws to a close. No runs, no hits, 1 error, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the first. Pippins to take their first cuts in a scoreless game here from the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, Your time, those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Pippins. Carrying top-notch supplies for more than 70 years in the Yakima Valley, your hometown Ace Hardware stores in Yakima and Natchez provide attentive customer service and the best brands for all your home improvement project needs. Roy's Ace Hardware in downtown Yakima, Hometown Ace Hardware in Tieton Village in Yakima, and Oak Creek Hardware in Natchez also has fishing, hunting, landscaping, and cleaning equipment. Ace Hardware. Hardware supplies and competitive prices.
We go to the bottom of the first inning here in Yakima, no score. Bells and the Pippins, and the top of the Pippins order to take their first cuts against right-hander Justin Armbruster. 5th appearance as a starter this year for Bellingham. 6th appearance on the year, 1-0 with a 4.05 ERA. 19 strikeouts, 6 walks over 13 and a third innings. Opponents hit .224 off the tall righty. And his first pitch to Tanner Parker in there for a strike at the knees with a fastball. And the count is 0-1 on the left-handed swinger, hitting .306 on the year, 2 homers, 15 knocked in. The 0-1. There's a fastball down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Brian Rice, Nick DiCarlo to follow for the Pippins in the bottom of the first in a scoreless game after Bo Henderson got a double play to erase an error in the top half. 1-1 is fouled sharply off to the right, 1-2. Armbruster last pitched on Sunday against Portland in relief for the first time this year. Picked up the win, a scoreless inning, allowed a hit, and walked 1. 2-strike offering. Parker just gets a piece of a high fastball and fouls it out of play down the left field line. 1-2 on Tanner. Nobody on, nobody out. We just start this bottom of the first inning in a scoreless game from the Orchard. Infielders deep, outfield normal depth straight away. Kicking the 1-2. And there's a high drive deep down the right field line, but could be playable for Macdoff, who backpedals towards the track, and just in front of the track, he retires Parker on that high flyout to get things started here in the bottom of the first. Rest of the defense defensively for Bellingham. That's Jack Macdoff in right field, Guthrie Morrison in center. Ethan Smith is the left fielder. Around the diamond, third to first, Austin Kretschmar, Colin Burns, Christian DeCochia, and Troy Viola, and Jake Terrell behind the plate. First pitch to Brian Rice is grounded up the middle. Shortstop Burns just in front of the second base bag on the infield grass, throws on to first, and Rice in his first at-bat as a Pippin, we barely even got to talk about him. He is down on 1 pitch with a soft ground out for the second out. And it brings up Nick DiCarlo. Nobody on, 2 down, no score bottom of the first. DiCarlo, a right-handed hitter who was 2 for 4 in his 2019 Pippins debut yesterday. The infield shifts a slight tad to the left. Here's the first pitch. DiCarlo takes a changeup for a strike on the inside corner, and the count's 0-1. He was a member of the 2018 team. The kick and the 0-1. And there's a soft ground ball towards shortstop. Burns takes on a shoulder-high hop, throws on a first in time, and the inning is over. Pretty easy 1-2-3, bottom of the first for Justin Armbruster. And at the end of 1 here at the Orchard, it is scoreless on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Orchard.
Tailgaters Bar and Grill in Sela offers an upscale dining experience in a relaxed atmosphere in downtown Sela. With savory entrees and specialty drinks, Tailgaters provides something for customers of all ages. Cheer on your favorite team in the restaurant while experiencing 1950s charm with a modern twist. Visit Tailgaters Bar and Grill today, located at 110 East 3rd Avenue at Viking Village in Sela. Tailgaters Bar and Grill.
No score as we go to the second here in Yakima. First pitch to Troy Viola, the cleanup man from Bo Henderson, misses down and away for a ball, 1-0. Middle of the order for the Bells in the top of the second. Viola, Mactoff, Hinkleman. The pitch bounced right side and into right field. It takes a weird hop off of the edge of the dirt in the outfield grass and skips into right. So it's a leadoff single for Troy Viola, and the Bells have their first hit of the ball game here to start the second.
Now batting number 24, Jack Mactoff.
And it brings up Jack Mactoff, who is hitting .314 on the year, no homers and 12 RBIs. Digs in from the left side with a man on first, nobody out, no score, top of the second. Here at the Orchard. Middle infield at double play depth. DiCarlo even with the bag at third and about 20 steps over from the line as Mactoff shows bunt, pulls back, and watches a fastball sail over the outside, and it is 1-0. No doubt the Bells really love to bunt. Basically, anytime they get a man on first with less than 2 outs, doesn't matter who it is at the plate, you can expect to see them square. DiCarlo now in on the grass at third. Wells setting up down and away. Henderson's pitch. No square shown and a high fastball taken to push the count to 2-0. Viola on first after a leadoff single. No outs, top of the second, no score. Outfield straight away. Corners backed up a few steps. Henderson off the first base side of the rubber. Out of the stretch is 2-0. That one's slashed right towards first, and it rolls off of Welch's glove, but right to Hormel at second from the outfield grass. He throws to first, and Welch, who had a weird angle to hold on to that ball at first, is able to. And that is a critical first out. Pippins had a chance at 2 as Welch, who was still pretty inexperienced at first, dove to try and stop it, and he was lucky that it bounced to Hormel, who was in perfect position for a rare 3-4-3 putout. You will not see that very often. Viola the second now with 1 away. And here's left-handed hitting Cole Hinkleman, who had a triple yesterday as part of a 1-for-4 day. Henderson's pitch. A changeup misses just outside, 1-0. Hinkleman batting .200 on the year, no homers and 2 RBIs. Slight lead off of second for Viola. Parker, the shortstop, keeping him close to the bag. Hormel at second is playing very deep. And time called as Brett Wells trots out to talk with his future college teammate, Bo Henderson. Wells will transfer to Cal Poly in the fall from a junior college in California. Henderson, a redshirt season for him at Cal Poly in the spring. Mound visit is now concluded. 1 on, 1 out. No score, top second. The left-handed hitting Hinkleman at the plate. Kid had that triple last night. It was really impressive. He took a Joe McGreasy changeup deep to the right center gap in the 9th inning. Turn and a look to second. Henderson fires. 1-0 slider misses in the dirt. And a nice stop from Wells down to his knees. It's 2-0. One thing that Mark Finklenberg remarked about in his post-game interview with me last night. Here's a turn and a look to second. The 2-0 fastball spiked off to the left and out of play, 2-1. 1 on, 1 out, no score, top of the second. Man, at second for Hinkleman. Finkelberg was saying that Wells, in his words, can stop anything and everything behind the plate. And at least in his first 38 or so innings behind the plate, that's not much of an exaggeration. Turn and a step off from Henderson. Wells has thrown out 5 of 8 attempted base stealers in his first 4 games. The only Pippins catcher this year that hasn't allowed a passed ball either. And if you think, well, it's only 4 games. Here's the 2-1. Slider misses down low, and it is 3-1. Spencer Bramwell, who only played 1 game behind the plate for the Pippins, allowed a pass ball. James Bells had 2 games behind the plate, 1 pass ball. You catch the drift. Wells has played the 2nd most innings of any catcher on the Pippins this year. No passed balls. 3-1, spiked right towards third where it's stabbed by a leaping DiCarlo. What a play at third to save a run. 2 down. And that was a majestic play by DiCarlo, who has not had a great series defensively. But he saves a run, as that would have easily rolled down the line and scored the speedy Viola from second. And now with 2 outs, it's going to take a base hit from Jake Terrell, the catcher, to give Bellingham the lead. Scoreless game, top of the 2nd. 1 on in scoring position with 2 away. And another right-on-right matchup here. Henderson off the first base side of the rubber. Gives a look to second, where Viola has a 3 or 4 stride lead. And delivers the pitch, and misses high and in with a fastball for a ball, 1-0. Terrell was not in the lineup yesterday, hitting .275 on the year. No homers and 6 runs batted in. Slightly open stance from the right side. The deep crouch in his back, the pitch. Fastball hits the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Pippins in there. Alternate Pippin green uniforms today, lime green with the dark green Pippins across the chest, white numbers with a slight dark green trim on the back, and the white pants with the dark green caps. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch, the pitch. A slider that misses a hair outside. Could not get a chase from Terrell, count 2-1. Man in scoring position, 2 down, no score. Top of the 2nd, Bellingham in their road black uniforms with the Bells logo in the upper right part of the chest, traveling gray pants with a navy blue stripe down the side, and the navy blue helmets and caps for the Bells. Next pitch, fly to right. Rice racing over to his left, has room and puts it away, not too far from the right field line, and the inning is over. Bellingham strands 1 on a leadoff single, and we go to the bottom of the 2nd here at the Orchard. Pippins scoreless with the Bells on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
That's where I belong. That's where I belong. Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Tons of cardio and strength equipment, plus a totally friendly staff for just $10 a month with absolutely no judgment. We want you to be you for just $10 a month. Come in for a free tour or join online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness. Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. See club for details.
First pitch of the bottom of the 2nd inning to Aiden Welch is a fastball in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. No scores. We start the home half of the 2nd here at the Orchard between the Bells and the Pippins. The wind and the 1-0. There's a high fastball to Welch. Eye level to the right-handed batter. 2-0 the count. Brady Hormel, Noah Andrews, the 5-6 part of the order to follow here in the 2nd. Infield, outfield, deep and straight away, the 2-0 pitch. That's high and in with a fastball, and it is 3-0 from Justin Armbruster, tall righty, a native of Sammamish, outside of Seattle. High leg kick, the 3-0. There's a fastball that dots the letters for a strike, and it is 3-1 on Welch, who's off to a real nice start to start his Pippins career. 7 for his first 18 at the plate. That's a .388 batting average. 3-1 pitch, takes a heavy hack at a high fastball and swung right through it. Count is full on Welch, after Armbruster didn't even issue a 2-ball count in a breezy 1-2-3 first. Here's the full count pitch, and there's a foul back over the press box, out of play towards the parking lot. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes on Welch. Nobody on, nobody out. No score here in Yakima, bottom of the second inning, middle game of a 3-game midweek series. The 3-2, swing and a miss at a high fastball, and from 3-0 to a strikeout, Welch is down for the first out of the bottom of the second inning, 1 away.
Now batting for the Pippins, second baseman, Brady Hormel.
And it brings up left-handed hitting Brady Hormel. Nobody on, 1 out, no score, bottom of the second. Hormel 4 for his first 13 with the Pippins, no homers, and a couple of runs driven in for the stocky native of Fresno, California, and he takes on the outside corner an off-speed pitch, strike 1 called. Batting in the 5 spot for the first time this season, playing second base. Kick and the 0-1, and there's a swing and a miss at a high fastball, 0-2. And one thing that's become a concerning trend today is the Pippins way behind these pitches from Armbruster. Here's the 0-2. Misses outside with the fastball, 1-2. A right-hander is up in the bullpen already for Bellingham. That's Danny Garcia, who might get the bulk of the innings in relief today with Armbruster on a 45 to 60-ish pitch limit. Kick and the 1-2. Curveball misses in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 1 out, no score, bottom of the second. First 4 men have been retired by the tall righty Justin Armbruster. He is 2-2. That's down and in with a fastball as Hormel had to reach his arms up to avoid getting hit. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Second straight full count here in the second after 3 real easy outs to start the bottom of the first. Full count pitch. That's inside, ball 4, and Hormel draws a 1-out walk.
Now batting left fielder, Noah Andrews.
And with 1 out, Noah Andrews comes to the plate. No score, bottom of the second. Right-handed hitter who came in as a sub yesterday and failed to reach base in his only trip to the plate. 125 hitter on the season. No homers and a couple of runs batted in. Kretschmar in on the grass at third, first pitch. High and in with a fastball, 1-0. 1 on, 1 out. Pippins and Bells without a score here in the bottom of the second. Pippins have not won consecutive games since June 9th and June 12th. Runner takes off, pitches down and in. The throw from Terrell on the money. They got him by a mile. And Hormel is retired for the second out of the bottom of the second. The pitch missed for a ball, so it's now 2-0. But that wasn't even close. Terrell with a perfect catch and release. And the Pippins have their 1-out walk erased. 2 down. And those 2 games that the Pippins won back-to-back, you might remember there were 2 off days in between. The last time the Pippins have won back-to-back games on consecutive days was before that, when they beat Wenatchee in a 3-game series. They actually swept that series. Fly ball fouled down the right field line, 2-1. Base is now empty, 2 away, no score, bottom of the second. Andrews with a slightly open stance from the right side. Infield deep, straight away, the 2-1. Noah takes a fastball just outside and a tail low, 3-1. 3 straight 3-ball counts to start the second from Armbruster, who threw 1 ball in the first inning. There's a strike at the knees with a fastball, 3-2. Bo Henderson's been effective in the first 2 innings of his spot start for the Pippins. 3-2 pitch. Line shot towards center. Morrison charges on, but he's not going to get there. It's a base hit into center field for Andrews, his first in a couple of games. And a 1-out base runner, excuse me, a 2-out base runner for the Pippins here in the second.
Stepping in for the Pippins, center fielder, Luke Schwartz.
Now 2 away, and it will bring Luke Schwartz to the plate. Schwartz, who has had a tough go of things offensively recently, 0 for his last 21. Digs in from the right side, hitting 125, no homers, and 2 runs batted in. No score here in the bottom of the second, the Pippins and the Bells. Continuation of their 3-game series. Pippins yesterday snapped the 6-game losing streak against Bellingham. Armbruster's first pitch, a good curveball in for a strike at the knees, 0-1. The Bells swept the Pippins a couple weeks ago up at Joe Martin Field in Bellingham and also swept them here in Yakima a year ago. Look to first from Armbruster, slight lead for Noah Andrews. And a toss over, but nothing doing as Noah dives back in safely. 1 on, 2 out. Scoreless ball game here in Yakima, bottom of the second inning. Schwartz with a wide open stance right side, dangles the bat high above his right shoulder. Pitch home. A curveball that missed a hair inside, 1-1. Basically the same pitch, but that one came a couple inches or so inside. To Schwartz, who was 0 for 4 yesterday, hit the ball hard a couple of times and wasn't rewarded with a hit. Armbruster peers to first, now is 1-1. A fastball misses below the knees, and it is 2-1 on Schwartz. Again, each of the first 3 hitters in this inning were started with 3-ball counts, or reached 3-ball counts. And this is going to run Armbruster's pitch count up artificially. No score, bottom second, 1 on, 2 out. Andrews leads off first, where he's held on by Viola. Infield trots in a step, the 2-1 pitch. Fastball hits the outside corner, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brett Wells waiting on deck with the catcher's shin guard strapped to his lower legs, should he not end up coming to the plate in this inning. Armbruster a strike away, getting this one to the third, the pitch. Ground ball, softly hit to third. Kretschmar takes it in chest high, sets and throws on to first. And in his first game at third base, he's making it look like he's been there a long time as the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 2 here in Yakima, no score between the Pippins and the Bells on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever, or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
No score here at the Orchard as we go to the 3rd inning. Ethan Smith to lead it off. 8-9-1 for Bellingham against Bo Henderson, righty's first pitch. A golf swing and a miss at an inside fastball. And the count is 0-1. The set, the kick, and the 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss at an outside slider, and Henderson quickly ahead of Smith, the left fielder, 0-2. Smith won for his first 8 with Bellingham this summer. No homers and no runs batted in. Infield, outfield straight away, the 0-2. And there's a fastball that tails too far outside, ended up in the left-handed batter's box, and it's 1-2. Bo just 2 over the minimum so far in his first 2 innings, an error and a single. His 1-2 misses down and away with an off-speed pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No score here in the 3rd. Pippins stranded 1 in the top half, or excuse me, the bottom of the 2nd. 2-2. Curveball too far inside, and the count goes from 0-2 to 3-2. Henderson, who does have some command problems, trying to avoid his first walk. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a good changeup, one of the first he's thrown all night. The first strikeout of the night for Henderson, one away.
Stepping in for the Bells, second baseman Christian DiCochea.
That'll bring up Kristen DiCochea. Right-handed hitter, the second baseman for the Bells. DiCarlo even with the bag at third, first pitch. There's a curveball that drops in high, ball one. One out, nobody on, no score, top of the third. The infield for the Pippins straight away with DiCarlo, as I mentioned, parallel with the bag at third, and the 1-0 on the outside corner for a strike. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike on DiCochea, who was a late addition to this lineup, originally not going to start this game. He swings and misses at an outside breaking pitch, or apparently he foul-tipped that back into the glove per the sign of home plate umpire Brandon Hargis. And it's 1-2, nobody on, 1 out, no score, top of the third. Here at the Orchard, Henderson with a 1-2. And there's a slider that rolls outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bo with a little bit of a hop in his step when he delivers out of the windup. He drops his right leg back and then comes forward with a big thrust of energy. 2-2, grounded left side for DiCarlo, who picks it up off the dirt, leisurely jogs over to his left, throws on to first in time, 2 away. And we move back to the top of the order for Guthrie Morrison.
Now batting center fielder Guthrie Morrison.
The right-handed hitter, who is 0 for 1 today, reached on an error in the first. Nobody on, 2 away, no score, top third. Henderson off the first base side of the rubber, works quickly and fires. Morrison takes down an in, ball 1. Guthrie Morrison, who entered the day 4th in the West Coast League with a .364 batting average, takes a fastball on the outside edge, 1-1. After that first inning error, it's now down to .360. 3rd in the league with his 32 base hits. The 1-1. Ground ball towards second, right at Hormel. A step over to his right. He collects chest high, throws on to first, and it's a 1-2-3. Top of the third for Bo Henderson. We go to the bottom half in a scoreless game here from the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
New arm into the game for Bellingham as we go to the bottom of the third, no score, and it's the right-hander Danny Garcia that steps onto the mound. 9th appearance of the season for the Florida native, 1-1 with a 4.72 ERA. He has struck out 11, walked 4 over 13 in the third innings of work. Opponents hit .245 off of Garcia, and his first pitch to Brett Wells. A fastball below the knees for a ball, 1-0. Wells, Israel, Parker, 9-1-2 for the Pippins in the third. The kick and the 1-0. Fastball in the outside corner, 1-1. Wells 5 for his first 14 with the Pippins. No homers and 1 RBI. Right-handed hitting catcher. Grounds the 1-1, foul down the third base line towards the Pippins dugout, 1-2. Justin Armbruster, we had heard It was going to be a shorter outing for him, and that's exactly what it ended up being. 2 innings, about 30 or so pitches, and now Garcia, who can work long stints. The 1-2, swing and a miss on an outside fastball, strike 3, 1 away. And he will likely be asked to work a longer stint here today as Nick Israel digs in.
Stepping in for the Pippins, designated hitter, Nick Israel.
Israel, a switch hitter who bats left-handed here with the bases empty, 1 away, no score, bottom of the 3rd. 3 for his first 15 with the Pippins this year. That's a 200 batting average, no homers and nobody driven in. And he watches a fastball hit the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Down and in, missed with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Las Vegas area native. Garcia, who last pitched on Friday against Portland. It's a ground ball hit the opposite way to shortstop. Fielded glove side by Burns. Shuffles to his left. Throws to first, and Israel is safe. How about that? Alex Salterio makes the call. It's an infield single for Nick Israel on a close play. And the Bells dugout is not too happy about that, and manager Bob Miller out to argue. And so we'll have a brief delay in play here. If this stands, it'll be 1 on, 1 out. No score in the bottom of the 3rd, and a good time to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Ridgefield trailing Bend 4-0 from Bend, top of the 4th inning. Cowlitz 1, Walla Walla 1, top of the 2nd in Walla Walla. Kelowna leading Wenatchee 3-0, bottom of the 2nd in Wenatchee. And Corvallis in a crucial game looking for their 11th straight win. They lead Portland 2-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. Call stands. It's an infield single for Nick Israel. And now 1 on, 1 out for the top of the order in Tanner Parker. Left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher, 1 on, 1 out. The pitch home. Fastball misses downstairs, and that had some nasty movement on it. So much so that I think it crossed up the catcher Terrell a little bit, and he ended up catching that closer to the lefty batter's box. Parker with a high, green socks pulled up over the bottom of the white pants, and he asked for time. Garcia last pitched on Friday against Portland, as mentioned, 3 2/3 in that outing, picked up the loss. 1 earned run on 2 hits and 3 strikeouts. He delivers, and Parker watches a changeup down and away, ball 2. Tanner flied out to right field in his first at-bat. After an incredibly hot streak at the plate a couple of weeks ago, he has had an equally cold stretch as he asks for time again. Parker just 2 for his last 23 at the plate. But it hasn't been a lot of strikeouts in that stretch. Kretschmar even with a bag at 3rd. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Popped up high in the air. Foul back out of play, 2-1. And, of course, it was unrealistic to expect that Tanner Parker would hit .486 like he did during a 12-game hitting streak for the rest of the season. It's just been such a drastic cold stretch recently. Middle infield at double play depth. Kretschmar even with a bag at 3rd. Viola holds at first. 1 out. No score in the 3rd. The pitch. A changeup misses just below the knees for a ball, 3-1. And it sure seemed like the Bells wanted that. And wanted a strike call for Garcia. Was fallen behind Parker, 3 balls and a strike. Real slight lead off of first for Israel. He takes off, the pitch is grounded right side, slowly rolling, and past the dive of the second baseman, Dicochea, and into right field. Israel got the good jump off first, he makes it up to 3rd. A base hit for Tanner Parker, and there are runners on the corners with 1 out for Brian Rice.
Now batting for the Pippins, number 18, Brian Rice.
And when I say slowly hit, that ball was rolling really slowly. Dicochea timed his dive well, but he was maybe a second late. Now a big scoring opportunity for the new guy, Brian Rice, who bounced out to shortstop in his first at-bat. Men on the corners, 1 down. No score here in the 3rd. First pitch from Garcia, a curveball way outside, ball 1. Rice, a native of Vancouver, Washington. Kretschmar in on the grass at 3rd. Middle infield at double play depth. Viola holds Parker at first. Garcia out of the stretch, the 1-0. Bounce towards first where it's snagged by Viola. Goes to second for 1. The relay onto first. In time, and the inning is over. Wow, from this angle, it looked like Rice beat it out, and Marcus McKimmey going to argue. Either way, that's a 3-6-3 double play, and the inning draws to a close. The Pippins don't get anything on 2 hits, no errors. They strand 1, and we go to the 4th with Yakima Valley and Bellingham scoreless here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
No score as we pivot to the 4th inning here at the Orchard. The 2-3-4 part of the Bell's order to bat against right-hander Bo Henderson. And the first pitch to Colin Burns, bounce to first. Diving stop by Welch. He knocked it down, gets to his feet, throws to first, and throws wide over the head of Henderson. And a really tough play for Aiden Welch, the inexperienced first baseman. And it's a leadoff, should be a single. But they're going to give an error to Welch, it appears. We'll see. Either way, Colin Burns reaches first to start the 4th in a scoreless game. Now Austin Kretschmar to the dish. And it is scored a single. 1 on, 1 out. Now DeCarlo in on the grass at 3rd. First pitch to Kretschmar. Henderson deals. Bunt shown and pulled back on a pitch inside, 1-0. So an infield single for Colin Burns, his first hit of the series, after he was held 0 for 4 yesterday. Here's the bell tie set from Henderson. Soft toss over to first, nothing doing. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Pulled back on a bunt, and that one misses down and away, 2-0. Runner on first, nobody out. No score, top 4. Here's the pitch from Henderson. Middle infield, a double play depth. Bo fires, and that one's bunted in the air. Wells tosses off the mask and makes the catch just outside the left-hand batter's box. And Bellingham continues to bunt despite almost no success with a bunt this series. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Going to bring up Troy Viola, the power-hitting third baseman, who's playing first base today. 1 on, 1 out. No score, top 4. Pippins had a good scoring opportunity in the 3rd inning, but a 3-6-3 double play on a controversial call at first rendered that scoreless. Here's a high pop, foul ground. Wells tosses off the mask again towards the fence. He makes the grab, and that's 2 pop-outs to the catcher on consecutive pitches. And now Jack Macduff comes to the plate. That is just not a way you want an inning to go.
Now batting for Bellingham, number 24, Jack Macduff.
Macdoff hits from the left side. Nobody on, nobody, one on, two out. And DeCarlo, the third baseman, backs up a few steps. Henderson set off the first base side of the rubber, just above the belt with a black glove. Turns and throws to first, tag applied by Welch, and the runner back in safely. No balls, no strikes. Henderson fires, and there's a slicing foul ball down the left field line. 0-1 to Macdoff, who bounced out to second base in his first at-bat. 1 on, 2 down, no score, top 4. No runs, 2 hits for the Pippins. No runs, 3 hits and an error for the Pippins. No runs, 2 hits for Bellingham. Pitch. That's down and away, and it is now 2 balls, or 1 ball, 1 strike. Missed with an off-speed there. Throw over to first, runner dives back in safely. The pitch. Fastball misses in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. The Pippins are starting to get some action going in the bullpen as Henderson's command has been a little iffy today. There's a right-hander tossing at Aiden Adams. Bo at the ready. Parker, the shortstop, shades towards the bag. Here's the pitch. Check swing. He clearly went around. Home plate umpire Brandon Hargis makes the call himself on an off-speed pitch in the dirt. It's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Soft line drive back up the middle. Diving stop by Parker, the shortstop, to his right behind the second base bag, and the inning is over. Heck of a play to end the Bellingham threat. Bellstrand a leadoff single. We go to the home half of the 4th. No score from the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
Is sweeter for the warm summer months than a great scoop of Baskin-Robbins ice cream. Your Baskin-Robbins store right here in Yakima on South 1st Street proudly supports Yakima Valley Pippins baseball. Make sure you stop by and grab a cup or cone of your favorite Baskin-Robbins flavor at the South 1st location. And then, next time you're at Yakima County Stadium, try out their awesome baseball medley. Baskin-Robbins ice cream and Pippins baseball will make your summer memorable.
First pitch of the bottom of the 4th to Nick DiCarlo, in for a strike. A changeup at the knees from Danny Garcia. No score as we go to the 4th. It'll be 3-4-5 for the Pippins. DiCarlo, Welch, and Hormel. DiCarlo shows bunt, pushes one down the third base line. This is a good one. Garcia picks it up and has no throw. It's a bunt single, a drag down the third base line by DiCarlo, and the Pippins have the leadoff man on here in the 4th. Fourth inning brought to you by Les Schwab, set the standard for tire service more than 65 years ago, and they continue to go out of their way to keep you on your way with 3 locations in Yakima and Sela. The dedicated professionals at Les Schwab provide excellent advice and useful service every day. At Les Schwab, doing the right thing matters. Pitch down and in to Aiden Welch, 1-0. Welch struck out in his first at-bat. 1 on, nobody out. No score, bottom of the 4th. Garcia sets below the belt with Kretschmar in at third. Middle infield, double play depth. Pitch home. There is a changeup that misses down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Pippins have gotten 4 scoreless innings from Bo Henderson. We'll see how much longer he goes with right-hander Aiden Adams in the bullpen for the Pippins, particularly if the Pippins can get themselves a lead here. Here's the set and the 2-0. That's inside with a fastball, 3-0 on Welch, who's really been a revelation since joining the Pippins in Port Angeles a week ago. 2 hits yesterday. That was his 3rd multi-hit game in his first 4 games with the team. He takes a fastball at the knees here for a strike, and this at-bat starting to seem a lot like his last one. The count's now 3-1. In his last at-bat, you might recall, he started 3-0 and then went down swinging. Here the count 3-1 with DeCarlo at first after his bunt single. Nobody out. No score in the 4th inning. Garcia with the pitch. And there's a fastball outside, ball 4. And this time Welch does draw a walk to put 2 on. Nobody out for Brady Hormel. Before Hormel bats, he has a word with Marcus McKimmey down the third base line as we use this opportunity to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Bend leading Ridgefield 5-0 in the bottom of the 4th. This is the matchup to watch in the West Coast League South Division. Walla Walla and Corvallis both tied for first. The Sweets currently losing 3-2 to Cowlitz in the bottom of the 2nd at home, whereas Corvallis looking for their 11th straight win. They lead Portland 3-0 in the top of the 3rd in Corvallis. That'll be a fun race to watch. Corners in here for Bellingham, nobody out. The bunt could be on for Hormel, the left-handed batter, and it is. He pulls back, though, on a slider that misses into the dirt. Terrell throws the mask off as he had to slide to his right to keep it in front of him. Other score in the West Coast League right now, Kelowna 3, Wenatchee 1, top of the 3rd in Wenatchee. No score here in Yakima, bottom of the 4th inning. Runners on first and second after a bunt single and a walk. Corners come well in. Hormel shows bunt and pushes this one down the third base line. It's a fair ball. Terrell picks up, fires to first in time. Looked for a second like Terrell might have a tougher throw than it ended up being. So Hormel with a successful sacrifice to push 2 runners into scoring position with just 1 out and Noah Andrews to the plate. Andrews with a single in the center field in his last at-bat. Infield in for Bellingham. No score, bottom of the 1st. 2 in scoring position, 1 away. Right on right matchup. Garcia out of the stretch delivers. And Andrews takes a fastball on the inside corner, a little bit high for a strike, 0-1. And when I say a little bit high, I don't mean it was a high for a ball. It was a high strike. Here's the 0-1. Off speed, high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Andrews with 2 RBIs this season, both of which came in his first game of the year with the Pippins, in which he drove in 2 runs on a single. Could do the same here. Scoreless game, bottom 4. 1 out, 2 in scoring position. The pitch. Swing and a miss at an off-speed offering, and it dropped out of Terrell's glove, but he quickly gets up and keeps it in front of him. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Andrews, the right-handed hitter. Twitchy stance from the right side. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball left side of the infield. Past the drawn-in shortstop Burns. 1 run is in. They'll hold the runner at third. Now they're sending him home, and he's out by a mile as Welch gets tossed, trying to make it 2 runs on that play. But Andrews with the RBI single, and the Pippins lead 1-0 after the drawn-in infield wasn't able to stop a ground ball that a pulled back infield would have. Andrews makes it up to second. Drives in his 3rd run of the year, and there's now 2 away for Luke Schwartz. Pippins leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. After a kind of wacky play. Here's the pitch. Schwartz takes at the knees for a strike with a fastball. 0-1. Luke bounced out to third base in his first at-bat. 1-0 Pippins lead, bottom of the fourth. Andrews in scoring position, 2 away. Pitch. Fastball, tails outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. It's kind of surprising that Marcus McKimmey sent Aiden Welch, given that he's usually extremely conservative with sending runners, and it was fairly clear that Welch had no shot at making it home. The 1-1, there's a hard line drive. Past the glove of Burns at shortstop and into left field for a base hit. McKimmey initially waves Andrews, then a ball stumbled within left field, and that'll allow Andrews to score. And they're sending the runner back to third. Or are they? Nope, Brandon Hargis, the home plate umpire, initially made a signal to send the runner back to third, but after an error in left field by Ethan Smith, that allows Andrews to score on Luke Schwartz's RBI single. He makes it up to second, and the Pippins lead 2-0. What is going on? What a weird inning. Now the first pitch to Brett Wells, the catcher. Taken for a strike right down the middle with a fastball, 0-1. Wells was the first batter that Danny Garcia faced. He struck him out an inning ago, 0-1. Schwartz at second. 2 outs, and the Pippins leading 2-0. Andrews came in on the E7. So that second run unearned to Danny Garcia as time is called. He has, however, given up 5 hits in his inning and 2/3. Long set from Garcia. Infield shifted a bit to the left against Wells. Turn and a look to second. The pitch. Soft tapper off to the right, and the count 2-1. Excuse me, the count's 0-2. So 3 hits and an error in this inning have led to 2 runs. And now field umpire Alex Salterio is requiring a new baseball to the mound. His gesture made it seem like he thinks that Garcia may have spit or something as a right-hander warms in the bullpen for the Bells. That's Matt Jeffrey on. The 0-2. Wells with a soft foul ball back out of play. Stays 0-2 on Brett. Nick Israel to follow should this inning continue. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside with the slider, and it's 1-2 from Garcia. Turn and a look to second. 1-2. Soft tapper back foul. Wells just got a piece of that breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a man at second. Pippins leading 2-0 after 2 runs in this inning. The pitch. Taken for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch. Ground ball towards third. Kretschmar fields cleanly, shuffles a few steps to his left, throws to first, and the inning is over. But the Pippins get 2 runs on 3 hits, an error, and they leave a man stranded. And at the end of 4 at the Orchard, it's 2-0 Yakima Valley on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Being pregnant can make normal routines complicated.
Call this home, that's where I belong. That's where I belong. Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce two of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Years in the Yakima Valley. Your hometown Ace Hardware stores in Yakima and Natchez provide attentive customer service and the best brands for all your home improvement project needs. Roy's Ace Hardware in downtown Yakima, Hometown Ace Hardware in Tieton Village in Yakima, and Oak Creek Hardware in Natchez also has fishing, hunting, landscaping, and cleaning equipment. Ace Hardware, hardware supplies and competitive prices.
Aiden Adams takes over on the mound for the Pippins as we go to the 5th inning. Yakima Valley leading by a score of 2-0, and Adams makes his 6th appearance of the season. 0-1 with a 5 ERA, 9 innings of work, 4 strikeouts and 6 walks. Opponents hitting .294 off of the native of Federal Way, Washington, who replaces Bo Henderson, who was quite good but cannot pick up the win as he only completed 4 innings. Allowed 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout for the right-hander. But he will not receive a decision as he left in a scoreless game, and the Pippins were leading 2-0 after he was replaced, but you need 5 innings to get a win. So if this score holds, Aiden Adams will pick up his first win of the season. The right-hander, 6'2", 190, gets Cole Hinkleman to start the top of the 5th. First pitch is cut on and missed for a strike, 0-1. A high fastball there, and it's 0-1. Jake Terrell and then Ethan Smith to follow in this inning for the Bells. The kick and the 0-1. There's a fastball down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tonight's 5th inning brought to you by Denny's, located at 3704 Fruitvale Boulevard in Yakima and 2603 Rudkin Road in Union Gap. 1-1. On the outside corner, a fastball called a strike, 1-2. Kids eat free at Denny's from 4 to 10 on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and you can get a 20% off coupon at the Orchard for just attending a game. There's a foul down the third base line. The Pippins are proud to partner with Denny's in Yakima and Union Gap. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out as we start the 5th in a 2-0 ball game. Pippins on top of the Bellingham Bells. Adams kicks and delivers, and there's a fastball that Wells couldn't hold on to. It was in the dirt anyway. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Aiden last pitched Sunday in Corvallis, inning and 2/3 scoreless. Walked a pair. Infield pulled a bit to the right, straight away in the outfield normal depth. The 2-2. A off-speed pitch too high, and it's now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the left-handed swinging Hinkleman, who's 0 for 1 today with a ground out. Full count pitch. There's a smack into center field, a base hit for Hinkleman, his first of the day, 2nd of the series. And a leadoff base runner here for Bellingham. The tying run will come to the plate in the 5th.
Now batting, number 2, Jake Terrell.
Jake Terrell to the plate, who flied to right in his first at-bat. 1 on, nobody out. Pippins leading it 2-0 in the 5th. The tying run to the plate for the Bells. Middle infield will move to double play depth. Here's the set and the first pitch. Terrell shows bunt and bunts it towards the mound. Adams turns, goes to second in time for the out. How about that? Not a very good bunt by Terrell, right out in front of the plate. And Adams turns and throws to second, 1 away. And now it'll bring up Ethan Smith, who is 0 for 1. And you have to wonder, at some point, whether the Bells will stop bunting, because it has just not worked at all. They've now popped up a bunt and bunted into the lead runner being out in 2 trips today. 2-0 ball game. Middle infield, double play depth, first pitch. That's bunted down the third base line in fair territory. Adams picks it up, and this time it did work, as it's a bunt single for Ethan Smith. And these guys just love to lay down bunts. Runners on first and second, one away, and in Christian DiCochea to the plate.
Second baseman, Christian DiCochea.
2 on, 1 out, 2-0 Pippins lead in the fifth. Adams off the third base side of the rubber. Long black hair flowing out from the back of his cap. Stands tall, peers at second, and fires home. A slider that misses outside. No, it hit the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. DiCochea grounded to third his first time. Adams at the ready. Turns and tosses to Parker, and that throw gets away and into center field where it's picked up by Schwartz. He'll fire to second, and an E1 moves 2 into scoring position with 1 out here in the fifth. And the Pippins' defensive struggles continue, as both Smith and Terrell move up on the E1. Now 2 in scoring position, 1 away, and a 2-run ball game. Base hit from DiCochea could tie it. Corners in, middle infield deep for the Pips. The 0-1 pitch from Adams. That's way outside with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 2 in scoring position. 2-0 Pippins lead here in the top of the fifth. Trying to make it back-to-back wins. One pitch. There's a changeup down low. 2-1 the count on DiCochea. Adams at the ready. The pitch. Fly ball to center. Schwartz comes on a step, makes the catch. They tag the runner Terrell at third. The throw home is offline, and now not in time as Welch goes to third. And it's a sacrifice fly for Christian DiCochea, moving both runners up and making it a 1-run game, 2-1, Pippins lead. First RBI of the season for DiCochea. And we go to the top of the order for Guthrie Morrison, who is 0 for 2. Righty versus righty. Pippins lead 2-1, top 5. Adams with the pitch. Fastball on the outside, called a strike, 0-1. Colin Burns to follow should this inning continue. Kick in the 0-1. Here's a fastball on the upper inside corner. Ooh, that was a good pitch. And it's 0-2. Run is charged as unearned to Adams. Runner at third, 2 down. Aiden delivers the 0-2. And that's in the dirt with a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Soft ground ball, third base side, foul out of play. One ball, 2 strikes, a man at third. And there's pitch line towards first, off of Welch's glove and into right field, a base hit. And this game is tied at 2 as Smith comes in from third on the hot shot RBI single from Morrison, and it's a 2-2 ball game in the fifth. Now Colin Burns to the plate. Adams with a blown save, his first of the year. Runner at first with 2 away now for Colin Burns. The pitch. Fastball skips away from Wells, the catcher. That allows Morrison to get to second. And he could even think about third with how far away that ball got. Wild pitch moves the man to second. And Bellingham really taking advantage of Adams. And so Rob Hippie, Pippin's pitching coach, makes the long trot out to the mound to talk with Adams. 2-2 ball game. Ridgefield trailing Bend 6-0 bottom of the 5th. Walla Walla ahead of Cowlitz 6-3 in the top of the 3rd. Corvallis leads Portland 3-0 bottom of the 4th. So that would be a really interesting finish if both Walla Walla and Corvallis tie at the end of that first half. They both still have a whole nother series of first half play. The weird part is that the first half doesn't end at the same time for everyone. Runner at second, 2 down. The pitch on the way to Burns. Adams delivers. And there's a smack out to the gap, right center field. Rice back into his right, has room and puts it away. And the inning is over. Burns smacking his hands in disgust. He knew he missed one there. But the Bells tie it up with 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. And they leave a man stranded. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The Pippins and the Bells tied at 2 on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Tailgaters Bar and Grill in Sela offers an upscale dining experience in a relaxed atmosphere in downtown Sela. With savory entrees and specialty drinks, Tailgaters provides something for customers of all ages. Cheer on your favorite team in the restaurant while experiencing 1950s charm with a modern twist. Visit Tailgaters Bar and Grill today, located at 110 East 3rd Avenue at Viking Village in Sela. Tailgaters Bar and Grill.
New pitcher for Bellingham in a 2-2 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's right-hander Matt Jeffrey on, who gets the ball for Bellingham, a right-hander out of the University of Maine, native to Northborough, Massachusetts. 7 innings of work on the season, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and a 2.57 ERA. Opponents hitting .240 off of the righty, whose record is 1-0. Pitched against the Pippins in his season debut a couple of weeks ago in Bellingham. 3 innings of work, shutout ball, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout. But a very different lineup then than the one the Pippins are trotting out today. It'll be Nick Israel to lead it off, the left-handed hitter. And first a mound visit before Israel can lead it off. Pippins surrendered the lead in the top of the 5th. A throwing error and a couple of singles have led Bellingham to tying it up. As the catcher Terrell gives a few words to Jeffrey on, jogs back behind the plate. Here's the pitch. Israel takes on the outside corner, a called first strike, 0-1. Nick had a single on the infield in his first at-bat. He is 1 for 1. The pitch. That's sliced down the left field line. Foul out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Kick and the 0-2. Fastball misses below the knees to Israel. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out here in the top of the 6th, or the bottom of the 5th, excuse me. The 1-2. Slicer foul, left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Israel. Here's the 1-2. Hard ground ball. That one's fouled on the first base line, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count remains. Here's the pitch. Check swing, and he clearly went around strike 3. They appeal down to first, and he said he held up. Wow. Oh, man. I'm surprised they even appealed. And Israel catches a break. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here to start the bottom of the 5th. Pippins catch a huge break there. The 2-2. Fouled back, and it stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. That wasn't even a question. Two-two pitch. Ground ball down the first base line, foul. Long at bat to start the night for Jeffrey on the 2-2. Hit in the air, right field. Playable, though, for Macdoff, who backs up into the gap and puts it away, 1 down. Now to the top of the order we go for Tanner Parker, who is 1 for 2.
Now batting for the Pippins, shortstop, Tanner Parker.
Time called as Bob Miller, the manager for Bellingham, barks something out towards home plate umpire Brandon Hargis. First pitch, swing and a miss by Parker on a high fastball, 0-1. A 1 pitch on the way. Jeffrey on delivers. And there's a slicing fly ball to shallow center. Nobody gets there. It's a base hit for Parker. 1 out single for Tanner. Puts the go-ahead run on here for the Pippins in the 5th. And now Brian Rice comes to the plate looking for his first hit in a Pippins uniform. Rice has seen just 3 pitches and 2 at-bats. In 1 at-bat, he bounced out to shortstop. In another, he grounded into a 3-6-3 double play. Left-handed batters, first offering, up high, 1-0. 1 on, 1 out. Pippins and the Bells tied at 2 in the last half of the 5th inning. Set and the pitch. Foul ball off to the left. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. That's down and in with a fastball. Rolls away from Terrell, but he figured it out pretty quickly, and Parker has to hold it first. The pitch. There's a line shot over the head of a leaping second baseman, DiCochea, and into center field, a base hit. Rice with his first hit as a Pippin, and there's 2 on, 1 out for Nick DiCarlo.
Now batting third baseman, Nick DiCarlo.
DiCarlo 1 for 2 today, a single and a ground out in 2 trips. First pitch from Jeffrey on, misses down and away. 1 ball, no strikes to DiCarlo, who is 1 for 2 today with an infield single on a bunt and a ground out to third. Infield plays a tad in, middle infield double play depth, and there's a soft ground ball back up the middle for the second baseman. Dicochea steps on second for 1, on to first, and the inning is over. The Pippins ground into their second double play of the night, and strand 2 here in the 5th. We go to the 6th inning, 2-2 ball game on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or two. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Planet Fitness is the one and only judgment-free zone. That means for just $10 a month, you can work out at your own pace and just do you. However you want, whenever you want. Get free fitness training and tons of cardio and strength equipment, plus a totally friendly staff for just $10 a month with absolutely no judgment. We want you to be you for just $10 a month. Come in for a free tour or join online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness. Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. See club for details.
2-2 the score as we go to the 6th here in Yakima. Aiden Adams pitching to Austin Kretschmar to start the inning for the Bells. The pitch is grounded foul. Off to the third base side, 0-1. Kretschmar, Viola, and then Maktoff, the middle of the order for the Bells, 3-4-5. Against Adams, who allowed 2 unearned runs to blow the Pippins' lead in the top of the 5th. His 0-1 is bounced foul down the third base line, 0-2 to Kretschmar. Infield, outfield, straight away, normal depth. Adams with the pitch. And there's a soft ground ball back to the mound where Adams fields. Goes to his left, underhands to first, and there's one down. And it brings up Troy Viola, who is 1 for 2 today with a single and a pop-out. Right-handed hitting first baseman, playing first for the first time this year. Right on right matchup, nobody on, 1 out. Adams delivers, and a fastball in for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Derek Marshall had been having his fair share of offensive struggles for the Bells, so turn to Viola. As the 1-0 misses down and away. Sorry, now the 0-1 misses down and away. It's 1-1. 2-2 score, top 6. Adams with the pitch. There's a high changeup, 2-1. Adams really doesn't throw his secondary pitches much. He throws the fastball a lot. The 2-1. That's high and inside, 3 balls and a strike. Jack Maktoff to follow for the Bells. 2-2 ball game in the 6th. Nobody on, 1 out. Adams with the 3-1. There's a fastball on the outside corner, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The 3-2 pitch. Popped up, out of play off to the right, and it stays 3-2. Viola, a native of Bend, Oregon. Last year he played for the, what essentially serves as a junior varsity team for the Bend Elks. They call the Bend Bucks. The pitch. That's smacked through the left side and into right field. In a left field, a base hit. And a 1-out single for Viola, his second hit of the day to bring up Jack Maktoff. Macdoff is 0 for 2 today. A couple of bounce outs for the left-handed hitter. Steps in with 1 on, 1 out. The go-ahead run at first. Troy Viola in a 2-2 ball game. Top of the 6th inning. Adams looks to first. With DiCarlo in on the grass at third, a curveball is tapped foul, and it's 0-1. No balls and a strike on Macdoff. The 0-1. There's a line shot past Adams' glove and into center field, a base hit. Viola gets to second. And now 2 on, 1 out for Bellingham. Here with Cole Hinkleman coming to the plate.
Now batting, number 33, Cole Hinkleman.
Turning to look to second. And nothing doing from Adams, who steps off. Throw to second, and it bounces off of Viola, who stumbled and could not take third on the play. The pitch. There's a line shot over the head of Hormel at second and into right field, a base hit. Viola around third, he scores easily. And Bellingham takes a 3-2 lead here against Aiden Adams in the 6th. And that's 3 straight singles off of Adams. And now Jake Turau to the plate as Mark Wanarovich warms in the Pippin bullpen. He was the starter on Sunday and struggled. Pippin's looking to get him back, it seems, to the relief role that he has thrived in. As manager Marcus McKimmey comes out to the mound now. This is a little unusual, but the real reason it's probably happening is just so pitching coach Rob Hippie can observe Wanarovich throw in the bullpen while Adams uses this mound visit just to get some time for Wanarovich. 2 on, 1 out, 3-2 Pippins trail in the 6th. And Jake Turau, the batter. Home plate umpire Brandon Hargis going to break up this mound conversation. And he's not having a whole lot of success at it. Now McKimmey goes back to the dugout. 2 on, 1 out. Brett Wells, the catcher here. Back behind the plate as Turau digs in from the right side. Adams ready. He throws and misses down low with a curveball, 1-0. Have to figure this is probably his last batter, given the way Adams has been struggling. Top of the 6th inning, Bills have the lead. 3-2. 2 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That's down and in, and it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Adams. Curveball below the knees, 2-1 the count. 2 on, 1 out. Pippins trailing 3-2 here in the top of the 6th. Broke their 9-game losing streak yesterday. Try to carry some momentum into the second half, which starts on Friday. The 2-1. That's inside and hits Terrell below the bases. Now the base is loaded, 1 out, and Ethan Smith comes to the plate. And we'll see if he'll be facing Aiden Adams or not. He will not. Marcus McKimmey out to the mound to relieve Aiden Adams, who's really struggled in relief. Mark Wanarobich coming in after this on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong. Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Free fitness training and tons of cardio and strength equipment, plus a totally friendly staff for just $10 a month with absolutely no judgment. We want you to be you for just $10 a month. Come in for a free tour or join online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness. Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. See club for details.
Mark Wanarobich enters in relief for the Pippins, his 7th appearance of the season, his 4th out of the bullpen. 3-3 with a 5.23 ERA, 22 1/3 innings of work, 17 strikeouts to 2 walks. Opponents hit .293 off the righty, who pitched as the starter on Saturday in Corvallis, did not get out of the first inning. 2 2/3 of an inning, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Back-to-back rough starts for Wanarobich, and the Pippins decide to move him back to the bullpen, where he has been very effective, particularly in multi-inning stints this year. Bases loaded, 1 out. And Ethan Smith at the plate, who had a bunt single in his last at-bat. 3-2 Bell's lead in the 6th, the pitch. And they squeeze to try and get the suicide squeeze, and the runner's tagged out at home. Wow! How about that? They tried the suicide squeeze, and Smith couldn't get the bunt down. And so the ball was bunted in fair territory, and they got the charging Macdoff at home. How about that? Now the count 0-1, and there's 2 away. Man, Bellingham really loves bunting. They'll even try suicide squeezes. That did not work out. The 0-1. Fouled back 0-2, and now the Pippins have a chance to get out of this jam. Macdoff caught at home. Here's the 0-2. Fastball skips in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, excuse me. Here's the pitch. That's inside, 2-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Wells throws down a first in time, and the inning is over. So Bellingham takes the lead on 3 hits. They strand 2, and we go to the bottom of the 6th in a 3-2 ball game. Bell's lead on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Pippins trailing 3-2 against Bellingham. And a couple of defensive changes for the Bells. Austin Kretschmar from 3rd to 2nd. Troy Viola from 1st to 3rd. Derek Marshall into the game at 1st. Aiden Welch to lead it off for the Pippins against reliever Matt Jeffrey on first pitch. A curveball high and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Welch has walked and struck out in 2 trips to the plate today. The pitch outside, and it is 2-0 on Welch. Brady Hormel, Noah Andrews to follow in this inning. Pippins surrendered the tie score in the top of the 6th on a runoff of Aiden Adams on a single. The 1-0, the 2-0, excuse me, inside, and it's 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes on Welch. Jeffreyon's pitch. Fastball for a strike, 3-1. Jeffreyon pitched a scoreless frame in the 5th, though he did give up a couple of hits. The pitch. Taken outside, ball 4. And a walk for Aiden Welch. It brings up Brady Hormel, who is without an official at-bat tonight. He has walked and bunted into a sacrifice, 0 for 1. Excuse me, 0 for 0. Runner on first, nobody out. Shielding bunt. Viola in on the grass at 3rd. First pitch to Hormel, taken high and outside, ball 1. Missed with a fastball there. Noah Andrews and Luke Schwartz to follow. Slight lead off of first for Welch. Here's the pitch. Taken in the dirt. Terrell lost track of it, but not enough to move Welch over. The count's 2-0. 3-2 Bells on top here last half of the 6th inning. Hormel hits from the left side. Jeffreyon fires, and there's a fastball up high. 3 balls, no strikes, and suddenly Jeffreyon has lost his command here in this inning after it was not much of a problem in his first inning of work. Right-hander Cody Jensen throwing in the bullpen for the Bells as Jeffreyon's 3-0 is a strike at the knees, just like the at-bat to Welch. Gets to 3-1, and we'll see if he loses him. 1 on, nobody out. Pippins down a run, bottom of the 6th. The tying run at first. No signs of Hormel laying down a bunt. The middle infield playing at double play depth. The 3-1 pitch. That's down and in on the corner, though, for a strike, 3-2. Sure seemed like a strike, but Brandon Hargis has a very delayed strike call. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hormel back into the left-handed batter's box. Welch a slight lead off of first. Jeffrey on fires. Welch takes off. There's a swing and a miss. Throw down a second. On time, on target. But he missed the tag, and Welch is safe. Colin Burns, the shortstop, couldn't get the tag down. And Welch picks up the stolen base to get into scoring position. With 1 out, and Bob Miller, manager for the Bells, now walks out to have a chat. I'm not sure if this is going to be with Jeffrey on or with the umpire. And he's going out to have a chat with the umpire, Alex Salterio. Has not exactly told Miller what he's wanted to hear at times today. Or no, he's going to check on Colin Burns, who appeared to be in a touch of pain after that hard slide at second base. Everything appears to be in order. Now Bob Miller's arguing with Alex Salterio about the call. Doesn't last a long time, though, and he goes back to the dugout. Pippins trailing 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Here in Yakima. One-run ball game. Tying run at second. Noah Andrews at the plate, hits from the right side. Jeffrey on, readies. Looks to second. Where a slight lead for Welch. First pitch. That's inside with a fastball, 1-0. It's been a nice day for Andrews. 2 singles, including the go-ahead single in the 4th that brought home Nick DiCarlo. Jeffrey on, gives a couple glances to second, now is 1-0. That's inside with a fastball. 2 balls, no strikes on Andrews, who hits from the right side. He has what I like to call a twitchy stance. He's standing not super tall, and he's constantly moving the bat over his shoulder, moving his front leg a lot, too, as if he's twitching. The 2-0. There's a soft ground ball, third base side. Viola charges in, makes the scoop, throws on to first in time. And so what in essence functions as a swinging bunt moves Welch to third, the go-ahead run 90 feet away. All Luke Schwartz has got to do is do what he did last time, single homer run. He's 1 for 2 today.
Now batting for the Pippins, number 12, Luke Schwartz.
3-2 ball game, bottom of the 6th. 1 on, 2 out. And the infield pulls to the left side for Schwartz. Almost entire shift on him here. Jeffrey on delivers, and there's a ground ball hit towards Viola at third. He collects, throws on to first, and the Pippins strand a runner at third. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the 7th inning here at the Orchard. Pippins trailing the Bells 3-2 on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Derek Marshall to lead it off for Bellingham in the bottom of the 7th inning, top of the 7th inning. 9-1-2 for the Bells. Marshall, Morrison, and Burns against Mark Wanorovich back out in relief for the Pippins. First offering to Marshall, a slider taken away for a ball, 1-0. Marshall entered into the game defensively in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now takes over in the 9th spot in the order for the Bells. Wanorovich with the 1-0. And there's a swing and a miss at a high fastball, 1-1. Replaces Christian DeCochia, who had hit into a sacrifice fly and also grounded out in 2 trips. And the pitch. A splitter taken down low from Wanorovich, 2-1, who entered in relief last inning, got an out after a failed squeeze bunt to bring a runner home, and also struck out Ethan Smith. Here's the 2-1. Marshall with a soft ground ball to shortstop. Parker charges in from the edge of the infield grass. He throws to first. Welch able to keep his back foot on the bag. 1 out. And it'll bring up Guthrie Morrison at the top of the order for the Bells. 3-2 ball game, top of the 7th. 1 out, nobody on. Morrison 1 for 3 today. A RBI single in the 5th, his last time up. That gave Bellingham their first run. The pitch, high and inside, and Morrison ducks out of the way of that fastball. The count is 1-0 as DiCarlo comes in on the grass at third. The rest of the infield deep and straight away, the outfield straight away and normal depth. The 1-0. There's a slider on the outside corner for a called first strike. 1-1 on Morrison. Colin Burns to follow. Here's the set and the 1-1. And there's a pop fly foul off to the right, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Wanorovich, the right-hander, who has thrived out of the bullpen, delivers the 2-strike pitch, and there's a half hack and a miss. And the tag applied by Wells, he got him. 2 down. Second strikeout for Wanorovich. Now it'll bring up Colin Burns, who's 1 for 3. Burns, a native of the New Orleans area. Bats from the left side here with the Pippins trailing 3-2 in the 7th. Nobody on, 2 away. Mark with the pitch. Burns takes on the outside edge, a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Only got 46 at-bats in the spring for Tulane, hit .216. But it was interesting that the coach there, Travis Jewett, called him the strongest player on the team. The 0-1. That's in the dirt with a fastball, 1-1. And Burns is 5'10", 175 pounds, fairly skinny. Not physically imposing, but pound for pound, Travis Jewett, head coach of Tulane, says he's the strongest player on the team. The 1-1 pitch. And there's a soft fly ball out to left center field. Andrews comes on, long run, reaches out and makes the catch. Shallow left center, and it's a 1-2-3, top of the 7th inning for Mark Wanorovich. Pippins still trailing 3-2 as we stretch here at the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Our staff loves baseball. And we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
We believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever, or the reputation our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
We go to the bottom of the 7th. Pippins trailing 3-2 and a new right-hander into the game for the Bells. It's Cody Jensen, who replaces Matt Jeffrey on 4th appearance of the year for Jensen, and he faces Brett Wells in the first pitch, fouled off to the right, 0-1. Wells, Israel, and then Parker. 8-9-1 for the Pippins against Jensen. 1-0, the 2.57 ERA, 7 innings of work, 6 strikeouts and 4 walks. Opponents hitting off of the funky right-hander from Stanford is 0-1. He is cut on and missed 0-2. As a righty warms up in the bullpen for the Pippins, trying to figure out who that is. It's kind of hard from this angle. The bullpen is a little obstructed. Jensen with the 0-2. That's way inside, and Wells has to raise his arms up to avoid getting hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's outside and low with a fastball, 2-2. Looks like Tyler Frazier warming in the pen for the Pippins. 2-2 the count, 3-2 the score. Pippins trail in the 7th. Jensen with a high leg kick. And the pitch fouled back to the screen, 2-2. He unwinds. He really goes back. Jensen does, to get himself set. Native of Roseville, California. Will be a sophomore at Stanford in the fall. And his 2-2. To Wells, is smacked out to the gap, left center field, drops in for a base hit. Wells takes the turnaround first, and the ball was stumbled within center by Morrison. Wells headed for second. The throw gets away from the second baseman. Kretschmar couldn't hold on to it, and Brett Wells, the tying run, gets to second with a double. Now the tying run at second with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th, and Nick Israel coming to the plate, but potentially not Israel hitting. And Owen Cobb will pinch hit for Israel in a big spot. Cobb, who initially had the day off, the right-handed batter, steps in a big spot here. He has been really hot the last few games. 6 for his last 11. And Marcus McKimmey turns to him in a big spot here. Cobb's first pinch hit appearance of the season. After Brett Wells is double to left center, Cobb hits here with the tying run in scoring position, nobody out. 3-2 ball game, Pippins trail in the 7th. Corners in for the Bells with Derek Marshall at first, about 5 steps in on the grass. And the middle infield keeping Welch close to the bag. First pitch. Fastball called a strike at the knees. 0-1 to Cobb, who enters today hitting .310, a homer and 12 RBIs. Israel off of second. Wells off of second. Turn and a look to second. And a step off from Jensen, and he nearly caught Wells napping, but does not throw over. Marshall in at first. Viola in at third. Base hit should tie this game. And time called. So Marcus McKimmey can give the signs to both Wells at second and Cobb at the plate. Tanner Parker waiting on deck, just the guy you would like in this situation, ideally. Right on right matchup. Cobb stands tall. Here's the 0-1. He shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a slider down and away. Jensen couldn't hit the zone there, and kind of surprising that you'd bring Cobb in as a pinch hitter to have him bunt. But maybe Marcus McKimmey just wanted to pull a little surprise. 1-1 the count. Pippins down a run, bottom of the 7th. This is a key spot. Here's the set from Jeffreyon. Marshall way in on the grass at first, the pitch. That's down and in, and Cobb has to skip out of the way of a fastball that was nowhere close. And suddenly the count 2-1. McKimmey continues to give the signs at third. As right-hander Jimmy Chatfield, a guy the Pippins have faced and have had no success off of in the past, warms in the bullpen for the Bells. Their 4th pitcher of the night on the mound, Cody Jensen. The 2-1 pitch. Cobb takes a fastball at the knees for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tying run at second, 1 out. No outs, in the bottom of the 7th. This has been an exciting second game of a 3-game series that concludes tomorrow with a 3 p.m. day game. This has been an exciting second game. The pitch. There's a soft ground ball down the third base line, 2-2. Wells at second, he led off the inning with a double. Nobody out, bottom of the 7th. The set and the 2-2. Cobb with a soft ground ball, third base side, called foul. Before it really even rolled foul, it hit off of Cobb's foot, and he catches a break there, 2-2, although the way that one was rolling, that might have had a chance to stay fair for a while. Bottom of the 7th inning, a 3-2 ball game. Pippins trailing. Cobb trying to tie this game back up. The future teammates facing off. Jensen's pitch. There's a soft ground ball, fair ball towards third. Burns looks to second, looks to third, throws to first, and the throw is in time! Beat Cobb by a step. So essentially functions as a sacrifice. And now the Pippins will need the top of the order to drive in the tying run. And Marcus McKimmey is not happy at all with Alex Saltario. And Saltario is now really barking at McKimmey. He has not gotten this animated at all today. Cobb has not left first base. The umpires are going to converse about this. It was a close play, one of many close plays on the night. No matter what, Wells got to third. So now all the Pippins need is a ball in the outfield to score him and tie this game, and Tanner Parker will be the one to hit. The question is whether Cobb is safe at first or not. And now the umpires go to chat with Bob Miller. It's a 3-2 ball game in the 7th. Brandon Hargis, the plate umpire. Alex Saltario, the field umpire. Talking with Bob Miller, manager for the Bellingham Bells. Cobb has not left first base. And this has provided a good time for Jimmy Chatfield to get warm in the bullpen for Bellingham. The bullpen in the field of play in foul territory here at Yakima County Stadium. And Bob Miller is really fed up right now. You can tell some frustration coming from him. And he has just been tossed from this game. Bob Miller has been ejected by home plate umpire Brandon Hargis. The first ejection of the year in a game involving the Pippins. And Bob Miller has been ejected from this game. despite no indication that they call. Now the call was changed to safe. Cobb is safe at first. Bob Miller can hit the showers. And the tying run at third with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. An infield single for Owen Cobb to put runners on the corners with nobody out for Tanner Parker. And Bob Miller takes his bag and exits the ballpark. And I'm not positive on the suspension rules in the league for coaches, but I think he may miss tomorrow's game with the way it is. Cobb at first. Here's the pitch. Parker hits a high drive to right. Mactoff was playing in. He backs up a few steps, reaches up and makes the catch just shy of the track, but that is more than deep enough to score Wells, and this game is tied on a sacrifice fly from Tanner Parker. It's a 3-3 ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning. Parker drives in his team-leading 16th run of the year. And now Brian Rice to the plate. The game now tied at 3. Runner on first, 1 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. Viola in on the grass at third, middle infield looking for a double play ball. First pitch to Rice, up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Rice 1 for 3 today with his first hit as a Pippin his last time up. Cobb with a slight lead off of first. The set and the 1-0. Fastball called a strike on the upper outside corner. The kick and the 1-1. There's a soft fly ball, shallow left. Smith comes on and makes the catch in shallow left. And Cobb hustles back to first with 2 down. To recap this inning, it's been pretty crazy. Brett Wells started off the inning with a double. And then Owen Cobb, the pinch hitter, reached on an infield single, a controversial call. Originally, they called him out. Then they switched the call to safe, and Bob Miller, the manager of the Bells, was ejected for arguing with the umpires. And since then, it's been a sacrifice fly to tie this game up. Now 2 outs. And the pitch to Nick DiCarlo, popped up high in the air on the infield. Marshall, the first baseman, charges in, makes the play, and the inning is over. The Pippins get 1, a tying run in this ball game on a sacrifice fly from Tanner Parker. And we go to the 8th in a 3-3 game here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
Baskin-Robbins ice cream. Your Baskin-Robbins store right here in Yakima on South 1st Street proudly supports Yakima Valley Pippins baseball. Make sure you stop by and grab a cup or cone of your favorite Baskin-Robbins flavor at the South 1st location. And then, next time you're at Yakima County Stadium, try out their awesome baseball medley. Baskin-Robbins ice cream and Pippins baseball will make your summer memorable.
Tyler Frazier takes over on the mound for the Pippins in a 3-3 ball game. We go to the 8th, the right-hander making his 5th appearance of the season. No record, an 8.43 ERA, 5 1/3 innings of work, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks. Opponents hitting .435 off of Frazier, but the numbers are a little deceiving. He's been much better last couple of outings out of the bullpen. And he will face the middle of the order for Bellingham, Austin Kretschmar, Troy Viola, and Jack Macdoff. They're in a 3-3 game after the Pippins tie it up in the bottom of the 7th on a Tanner Parker sacrifice fly, as they continue to inch closer and closer towards a series win. Austin Kretschmar to lead it off. He's 0 for 3 today. Here's the first pitch. Kretschmar takes a gorgeous curveball on the inside edge for a called first strike. Frazier last pitched on Sunday in Corvallis. An inning of work and 1 hit. DiCarlo in on the grass at third. Here's the 0-1. Fastball skips in the dirt for a ball, 1-1. So now Aiden Adams off the hook for the loss. He was replaced by Mark Wadarabich, an inning and 2/3 scoreless relief with 2 strikeouts. Here's the pitch from Frazier, the 1-1. Another good breaking ball on the inside corner, strike 2 called. And Frazier, that long delivery, he really stretches out. He's a skinny 6'1", 150, and he really stretches all the way out. Sets below the belt, and fires. 1-2, hits softly towards second for Hormel, who collects, throws sidearm to first, in time, 1 down. Well, the Pippins are going to need some offense to take the lead, but the most they can do is just keep this at a 0-0 game, and now Troy Viola comes to the plate. He's 2 for 3 today. On the out-of-town scoreboard, interesting things happening in the South Division. Walla Walla leads Cal at 6-5. Corvallis leads Portland 7-2. Those teams fighting for first place. Kelowna 6, Wenatchee 3 in the 7th. And Bend leading Ridgefield 8-1 in Bend, excuse me. First pitch to Viola. Misses down low with a fastball, 1-0. The team that Bellingham is chasing in the North Division, Victoria, is playing a non-league game tonight. So the Bells really, really need to win this ball game. Frazier off the first base side of the rubber, the 1-0. A fastball down and in. 2-0 to Viola, who has singled twice, scored once, and also popped out on the infield back in the 4th. Infield, outfield, straight away, normal depth. 1 out here in the top of the 8th in a 3-3 game. Frazier delivers. And there's a pitch that misses just low. 3 straight low pitches to Viola. They are clearly playing him safe, trying to get him to hit one on the ground. Frazier looking to avoid the 1-out walk that would put the go-ahead run on base, the pitch. And there it is. He misses down low with a fastball, ball 4, and the go-ahead run is on base for Jack Macdoff, who is 1 for 3. Macdoff has singled, bounced out, and lined out. 3 trips to the plate tonight. Digs in from the left side with a middle infield at double play depth. DiCarlo step in and several steps over from the line at third, and Welch holding the runner at first. Frazier delivers, and there's a high fly ball. Third base side, foul territory, out of play. Past lefty's barred on the third base line, 0-1. Pippins in the bottom of the 8th will send Welch, Hormel, and Andrews to the plate. 8th inning brought to you by Shirtworks in Ellensburg, the official provider of apparel for the Yakima Valley Pippins. From practice gear to everyday athletic apparel and silk screening to embroidery, Shirtworks is the go-to vendor for all your sports apparel needs. Give them a call at 509-925-3469 or visit them at 100 West University Way in Ellensburg. 0-1 pitch, runner takes off, the hit and run does not work as Parker catches it at shortstop on the right side of the infield, throws on a first, and a double play, and a disastrous hit and run attempt. It's a 6-3 double play, and the Pippins escape a jam as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning in a 3-3 ball game here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong. Call this home, that's where I
right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce two of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Carrying top-notch supplies for more than 70 years in the Yakima Valley. Your hometown Ace Hardware stores in Yakima and Natchez provide attentive customer service and the best brands for all your home improvement project needs. Roy's Ace Hardware in downtown Yakima, Hometown Ace Hardware in Tieton Village in Yakima, and Oak Creek Hardware in Natchez also has fishing, hunting, landscaping, and cleaning equipment. Ace Hardware. Hardware supplies and competitive prices.
First pitch of the bottom of the 8th to Aiden Welch comes on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 to Welch, who has walked twice today and struck out once, 0 for 1. 3-3 our score in the 8th. Cody Jensen back out on the mound for the Bells. His 0-1 is taken inside. Did it hit Welch? No indication that it did. It just skipped off of the glove of the catcher Terrell into the backstop. So now 1-1 the count. After the Pippins escape what could have been a jam in the top half as there's a golf swing and a ball fouled down the third base line, 1-2. Brady Hormel, Noah Andrews will follow in this inning. 3-3 our score, bottom of the 8th. Jensen deals. There's a slider, misses just outside. Two and 2. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Welch retired on strikes to start the 8th. Now Brady Hormel will bat. Left-handed hitter. Here's the first offering to him. Takes a fastball right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Hormel has walked it into a sacrifice and struck out today in 3 trips. The pitch up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Andrews on deck, Noah Andrews, who's 2 for 3. He's had a real nice day. 3-3 ball game, bottom of the 8th. Pippins don't have a walk-off this year. The 1-1. High and away with a fastball, 2-1. Preferably, they'd like to not have to walk it off for sure. Right-hander Tristan Vreeling works in the bullpen. He may get a chance to pitch in the 9th. 2-1 on Hormel. Here's the offering. And that's spiked back foul. 2-2 on an inside fastball. Andrews to follow, who, as I mentioned, has had a real nice game. 3-3 the score, bottom of the 8th. Pippins got on the board first in the 4th with 2 runs. Then 2 in the 5th and 1 in the 6th for Bellingham to take the lead, and the Pippins tied it back up in the 7th with a sacrifice fly. And time called by home plate umpire Brandon Hargis to allow Brady Hormel a moment. Two and 2 on Hormel. Righty delivers. And that's down and in with a fastball, just missed by a hair. Count 3 balls, 2 strikes on Hormel. And if he can get on, you're talking about the best hitter in the Pippins lineup today, Noah Andrews. coming up with a chance to drive in the go-ahead run. Full count offering. Outside ball four, he lost him with a walk. And the go-ahead run at first with one out for the Pippins, and Noah Andrews to the plate. Or not. Noah Andrews is being pinch hit for by Ty Delancey. And that's a surprise, because Andrews was in the on-deck circle. But the Pippins want to play the matchup game, and Delancey, a switch hitter, will bat from the left side. After walking in a pinch hit appearance yesterday. Delancey hits here in the 8th. First pitch from Jensen, and that's fouled back towards the top row of the seats, 0-1. Hormel draws a walk, and surprisingly, Noah Andrews is substituted out of this game. Left-handed batter. Here's the set from Jensen. And the pitch. There's a fastball for a strike at the knees, 0-2. Ty struggled a little bit lately at the plate. But yesterday came in a key spot and drew a walk. It's a pinch hitter. 3-3 our score, bottom 8. Slight lead off of first for Hormel, 1 down. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Breaking ball, tapped back, foul, and Delancey stays alive here, 0-2. Big night for Corvallis. They're well on their way to their 11th consecutive win. 9-2 they lead over Portland in the 7th. Look to first, and the 0-2 pitch on the way. Delancey swings and misses at an outside changeup, strike 3, and a big second out for Cody Jensen, and it will bring to the plate Luke Schwartz. Schwartz is 1 for 3 today. Drove in a run back in the 4th. 3-3 the score. Bottom of the 8th inning. Hormel off first. Pitch home. Fouled back and off the top of the netting and ricocheted right into the stands. You won't see that too often. Counts 0-1. 3-3 the score, bottom 8. Luke Schwartz at the plate for the Pippins. Oh, 1. Fastball on the inside corner, strike 2 called. And it is 0-2 on Schwartz. Pippins had Tyler Frazier pitch the 8th. They could have him or Tristan Vreeling in the 9th. 3-3 the score. Go ahead run on first, 2 down. Jensen kicks and deals. The 0-2, a slider that misses outside. Hormel takes off for second and gets in there safely. And the go-ahead run now just would need a single to come home. See if they score that a stolen base. Nope, a wild pitch. Although Hormel was off already with the pitch no matter what. So now if Luke Schwartz hits the ball into the outfield, Pippins will have the lead. 1-2 the count, 2 down. The go-ahead run at second in a 3-3 game, bottom of the 8th. The pitch home. Schwartz with a fly ball towards right. Mackdoff backs on it. It's over his head and gets towards the base of the wall. Hormel scores from second. Schwartz around second. He's headed for third. The throw cut off by Kretschmar. It's a go-ahead stand-up triple for Luke Schwartz. And the Pippins lead it 4-3. Talk about an unlikely hero. Entered today 0 for his last 21 at the plate. And now comes up with a crucial RBI triple to give the Pippins the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. How about that? And now Brett Wells will bat. First pitch. Ground ball fouled on the third baseline, 0-1. Wells was the first to face Jensen today, and he doubled and scored in the 7th. Luke Schwartz. How about that? Opposite field triple. The 0-1 pitch. That's high and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. So now the Pippins will likely go into the 9th with the lead. Or they will go into the 9th with the lead. It's just a question of how big of a lead it will be. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, softly hit to shortstop for Burns, who fields, throws on to first, and it's over the head of Marshall. He couldn't hold on. It pulls him off the bag, and the Pippins extend their lead. 5-3 on a throwing error by the shortstop, Colin Burns. What a hectic inning. It's a 2-run lead. And Owen Cobb to the plate. After Brett Wells reaches on an E6. First pitch to Cobb. Fastball drilled down the left field line, and it drops in front of Smith, a base hit. Wells gets the second, and the Pippins are keeping it rolling here in the 8th. 2 on, 2 out for the top of the order. What a wild, dramatic comeback. And out to the top of the order for Tanner Parker. And Jim Clem out to the mound, the pitching coach for the Bellingham Bells. And it looks like they're going to turn to a new pitcher as Jimmy Chatfield loosening in the bullpen. And they'll take the ball from Cody Jensen. New pitcher coming in for the Bells. The Pippins have taken the lead here in the 8th. We'll take a break on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
That's where I belong. That's where I belong. Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Tailgaters Bar and Grill in Selah offers an upscale dining experience in a relaxed atmosphere in downtown Selah. With savory entrees and specialty drinks, Tailgaters provides something for customers of all ages. Cheer on your favorite team in the restaurant while experiencing 1950s charm with a modern twist. Visit Tailgaters Bar and Grill today, located at 110 East 3rd Avenue at Viking Village in Selah. Tailgaters Bar and Grill.
Jimmy Chatfield is the new pitcher for Bellingham here with 2 on, 2 out. In the bottom of the 8th, the Pippins having added 2 runs to make it a 5-3 ball game. And the right-hander from Yale makes his 7th appearance of the season. He has not given up an earned run in 9 2/3 innings of work. 18 strikeouts, 5 walks. Opponents hitting 0.97 off the right-hander, who has been dominant this year, one of the best relievers in the West Coast League. Last pitched on Saturday against Portland, 2 scoreless innings with a hit and 3 strikeouts, and earned a win, his only one of the season, on the 14th of June against the Pippins. 2 2/3 scoreless innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and he struck out 5. And he faces Tanner Parker to get things going. Parker did have a hit off of Chatfield the first time that these two teams met. He was the only one to record a hit off of the right-hander, a native of San Diego, who will be a freshman at Yale in the fall. Luke Schwartz's go-ahead triple got things going, and then Brett Wells reached on an error. 2 on, 2 out for Parker. And first a mound visit between Jake Terrell and Chatfield to get onto the same page. Pippins lead 5-3. How about this? What a wild, wild finish this has been, with fireworks to follow, and it would be a heck of a display if the Pippins could come up with a win here. They had 5 runs on 12 hits last night. They've got 5 runs on 12 hits tonight. The Bells, 3 runs on 8 hits. Both teams with 2 errors. Right on left. Here's the pitch to Parker. And there's a ground ball hit towards shortstop for Burns, who fields and goes the short way to second to end the inning. But the Pippins get 2 on a go-ahead triple by Luke Schwartz and an error from Brett Wells. And we go to the 9th. Pippins leading 5-3, trying to close it out on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
With stores in Yakima and Sela, Ray's Market Fresh IG.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Pace and just do you. However you want, whenever you want. Get free fitness training and tons of cardio and strength equipment, plus a totally friendly staff for just $10 a month with absolutely no judgment. We want you to be you for just $10 a month. Come in for a free tour or join online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness. Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. See club for details.
New arm to the mound to try and close down a win for the Pippins here in the 9th, and it's Tristan Vreeling making his Pippins debut. A rising freshman at Gonzaga in the fall, a native of Kennewick, Washington in the Tri-Cities. 6'3", 180 pounds. Just graduated from Kamiakin High School, where he was Conference Pitcher of the Year down in the Tri-Cities as a senior. And he pitched at Yakima County Stadium about a month and a half ago when Kamiakin was up here in the state tournament. And he'll face the 6-7-8 part of the Bellingham order. First pitch to Cole Hinkleman. A fastball for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Hinkleman 2 for 3 today for the Bells. The Pippins leading by a score of 5-3 after 2 runs come across in the bottom of the 8th. Starting with a Luke Schwartz go-ahead triple, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And Vreeling just fired that one right by him. And how about this? Talk about the trust that the coaching staff has in him after seeing a couple bullpens. First appearance, trying to pick up the save in the 9th. The 0-2. Hinkleman takes high and away with a fastball. Rob Hippie, the Pippins pitching coach, was raving about Vreeling's fastball, or his breaking ball, excuse me, which he has not yet thrown in this at-bat. Here's the right-hander's 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball hit to left. Meddings goes back, retreating to his right, makes the catch, and there's one out. Zach Meddings, into the game in left field, replacing Ty Delancey, who pinch hit for Noah Andrews. And the Pippins are 2 outs away with Jake Terrell coming to the plate. 5 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for the Pippins. 3 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors for Bellingham. Right on right as Terrell bats. Here's the pitch from Vreeling. Off speed, misses up high, 1-0. And Ethan Smith to follow, barring a pinch hitter, which as of right now doesn't appear to be the case. The 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball at the knees for a strike. 1-1. Tristan Vreeling firing in a lot of strikes right now. Pippins trying to win their 10th game of the year. Right-hander on right-hander. Infield, outfield, straight away. The kick and the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that dots the outside corner. Counts 1-2. Vreeling sets. He's ready to go, waiting on Terrell to get back into the box. On the same page as Wells. Here's the kick and a 1-2 pitch. Soft ground ball, right side of the infield. Hormel charges, makes the snag, throws on a first, 2 down, and the Pippins are an out away. A team that had lost 9 straight is close to gutting out their second consecutive win here against the Bellingham team on the verge of the playoffs. And the Victoria Harbor Cats have to be watching with celebrations already because here's the first offering. Smith takes for a strike at the letters. The Pippins hold on. All Victoria really needs to do to win the first half of the North Division is not get swept at home, which does not happen too often for the Harbor Cats, especially with a good team they have. The 0-1. That's down and away, a ball and a strike. If Bellingham loses this game, they need to win their next 4. Tomorrow and then the 3 in Victoria if they want a chance at the first half title. And there's no shame in being in second, but first is so much easier, the 1-1. Change up in for a strike, Athens, and the Pippins are a strike away from putting a huge dent in the Bell's first half playoff hopes. Nobody on, 2 down in the 9th. 5-3, the Pippins lead. The 2-strike pitch from Vreeling. Got him swinging on a pitch that gets away from Wells. He steps to his right, throws to first, and the Pippins win. 5-3, their second consecutive win. They pick up their 10th win on the season in front of a raucous crowd here at the Orchard. And Yakima Valley has put a huge dent in the first half playoff hopes of the Bellingham Bells, who now need to win their next 4 if they want any chance at a first half North Division title. Wild game here tonight at the Orchard. We'll wrap it all up after this on the Pippins post-game show presented by Treetop here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
The smell of fresh-cut barley, the sound of boots in a barn, the sight of the sun rising over the fields. Budweiser farmers don't just grow barley.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
To try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
To any Victoria fans watching in, you're welcome. The Pippins with a big win that puts a huge dent in the playoff hopes for the Bellingham Bells, who now really need to win the rest of their games in the first half if they want a shot at the first half title in the West Coast League's North Division. And it started with a good outing on the mound from Bo Henderson. 4 innings of work. He allowed just 2 hits, but took a no decision as he left with the Pippins leading 2-0. They later gave up that lead in the top of the 5th when Bellingham brought across 2 runs and then another in the 6th. And then things started to happen in the 7th when Brett Wells led off the inning with a double, and he later scored on a sacrifice fly from Tanner Parker. But the big at-bat came in the 8th from Luke Schwartz, whose triple to the gap in right center field brought home Brady Hormel, who had walked, and then Schwartz scored a batter later on an error. The winning pitcher was Tyler Frazier. The save went to Tristan Vreeling as the Pippins pick up a huge 10th win of the season. More importantly, it just continues the confidence boost that this team has had in the second half of this first half. And they're about to do fireworks here, so we'll wrap up our post-game show a little bit earlier than usual tonight. But yeah, the Pippins, an excellent performance on the mound from Bo Henderson, and then Aiden Adams gave up a bunch of hits, but took a no decision for his inning and a third of work out of the pen. Mark Wanarabich pitched a scoreless inning in 2/3. Tyler Frazier with a scoreless inning, he gets the win. And Tristan Vreeling in his debut gets the save with a 1-2-3 ninth. The Pippins were led offensively by Noah Andrews and Luke Schwartz, the go-ahead triple in the 8th. A fantastic performance for Schwartz. And the Pippins improve on the season to 10-15. Bellingham falls to 14-9. The game took 2 hours and 28 minutes and was played in front of a nice crowd of 1,424 fans. The Pippins are back in action tomorrow at 3:05 against Bellingham. Pre-game begins at 2:50. Sure hope you can join us. A.J. Wood for the Pippins faces off against Cole Tucker for the Bells. One other game has gone final in the West Coast League. Bend over Ridgefield 8-1. Kelowna leads Wenatchee 6-3 in the 9th. Cowlitz trailing Walla Walla 6-5 in the 6th, and Portland well on their way to a loss in Corvallis 9-2. The Knights lead that game in the bottom of the 8th. That'll pretty much wrap things up. Trying to get things done a little bit earlier here because they're about to do a fireworks show, and it's going to be pretty impossible to hear anything once that begins. So you get the gist. Big RBI triple for Luke Schwartz. The Pippins get the win here tonight against the Bells, 5-3 to win their 2nd straight and win the series. And we will talk to you tomorrow on the air at 2:50. Talk to you then. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This has been Miles Klotz signing off after the Pippins win by a score of 5-3. Everybody have a good rest of your Wednesday night.